Disney, Harris, and Newsom. Oh my. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, July the 28th. And of course, all kinds of crap going on, and none of it very good. As we have seen President Biden pull out from the election, and of course, the investigations into the lack of Secret Service help continue. But of course, we now have the bullshit from Kamala Harris, who, what I don't understand is her parents are Irish and Indian. Okay, where did African American come from? Again, I don't know. I don't know the entire family tree, but her parents are from Ireland and from India. So again, we'll see. Again, we continue to look. If you look back at her campaign record, it's been quite distorted and quite the program. But of course, just ask Willie Brown. Maybe we can get some information from him. But you know, she claims to be for the party of unity. What has she ever done for unity? Okay, as we look into her home state of California, the number of criminals she freed, and of course her fund that was run on Twitter for the Freedom Fund to get people out from the George Floyd debacle in Minneapolis. So you tell me. I think that. Her work on the border has she ever made it to the border? And of course, bipartisan condemnation on her work on the border. So I guess that answers our question as we continue to let illegals flow into this country, which makes absolutely no sense. Where's the wall? Where's the border patrol? Why are we allowing so many illegals to come to this country? Why are we allowing the crap that's going on? But we'll get more into that in our commentary. But of course, we're starting to see that maybe, just maybe, Americans are waking up. A judge rejects Disney's bid to drop the Gina Carano's lawsuit. She posted something conservative, and so she got fired from a woke company like Disney. Is Disney's decline based on their wokeism? Okay, I think people are getting sick and tired of the whole movement. Certainly there is a few that are still out there. This is not totally across the board, but I think that people are finally deciding that the DEI and all the other bullshit is bullshit. Okay, I think that when it comes to jobs and whatever and education, I think we need to learn on our own. I don't think we have to be mandated. And of course, if you've seen the head of the DEI, take a look. I won't even comment, but take a look at the DEI committee and who's in charge. Okay, then you can tell me. Okay, now as we look deeper into things, all of a sudden Gavin Newsom is now trying to clean up the homeless. So what is his agenda? Okay, this homeless problem is not today. It just didn't start. So is he lining himself up to be the vice presidential candidate? Is he lining himself up for the next election? All of a sudden, he decided to start to clean up the homeless camps and things in California. California is a disaster area where if you don't make $1 million a year, it's very hard to live in the California area. But suddenly, we have Gavin Newsom making a big splash about cleaning up the homeless. And of course, Kamala Harris and unity. Is there unity in this country? I would argue that we have more hatred now than we've ever had. I would argue that there is no unity. I would argue that President Biden has turned this into a racist nation far more than they blame President Trump for. And of course, as you know, I've said this many times on air here, President Obama sent back civil rights 100 years. So again, we can argue what's going on and what's not going on. But I think the facts are pretty clear. I don't think we've ever been in this amount of hatred in my lifetime anyways. I'm sure going back, but we'll see. But, listen, who can afford to live? Housing costs continue to rise, okay? Rent costs continue to rise. Groceries continue to rise as they continue to feed us a line of crap that prices are coming down and inflation is getting better. I would say no way, okay? First of all, we have to understand that one of our biggest expenses is energy, okay? Gas ain't coming down, and it has not come down. Gas is twice as much today as it was when President Biden took office. That's a fact. That's not a guess. That's not an insult. That's not anything. That is an absolute fact, okay? But again, we get a lot of disinformation from the media, starting with going way back when the media became shit, which I don't know how many years ago it is, but let's go back to Huntley Brinkley, Walter Cronkite, and since then we've got media for the left, we got media for the right. What happened to them straight reporting the actual news without biasness? Okay, but of course we get all kinds of disinformation. We get all kinds of bullshit that comes out, and quite frankly, I'm sick of it. And I don't understand why Americans, we're supposed to be smart, and we're supposed to be the greatest country in the world. Well, again, I can make cases that neither of those things are true, and I cannot believe that supposedly intelligent people buy into this media bullshit on either side. I don't care which side you support. I'm talking about in general. Okay, I don't know why we can't have a straight up debate of what is going on and what is the truth. I mean, when did we need all these things for the truth protectors and the truth serum? I mean, the Democratic Party has gone from the party of the little guy to the party of the elite. They have cleared the way for major big corporations, okay, mega donors, mega corporations, Meta, Google. They put in regulations so they can never have competition. I tell you this almost every week. If we destroy small business, you're destroying yourself. Okay? If you allow this to continue to happen, you are taking a step in destroying yourself. Because at the end of the day, without competition, without pricing power, the big guys have the right to charge you whatever they want. We've had all kinds of things over the years of price fixing, monopolies, and of course, it's never good. We have to have competitive workplaces and competitive businesses that force pricing power. Okay, and I don't understand how the supposedly party for the small has now cleared the way as they bitch and moan about that they don't pay enough taxes. They clear the way for them to make more money. Okay, and I guess I got no problem with making money. Okay, but of course the shoplifters, they continue. And nobody stops them. It is amazing that if you walked into a Walgreens and loaded up a shopping cart and walked out, they wouldn't do anything to you. Now, where is the law and order in this country? Are you as sick of not having law and order as I am? Okay. I mean, I don't know about you, but it's kind of scary to go somewhere and know that people can come in and rob you, okay, without any consequence. Okay. In the meantime, shoplifting is rising, and personal income is you're still spending more than you're making. Okay, we are still spending more than we are making. That is a fact. That is not an opinion. Okay, so now once again, if you keep spending more than you're making, how long does it take you to go broke? Okay, this week we will have a jobs number out. Okay, and of course in that jobs number, they're going to tell you how good the jobs are. But as I've told you that since 2021, 66% of the jobs have gone to illegal aliens. Only 33% to Americans. And half of those have been government jobs, which of course you get to pay for. I get to pay for. I am sick of paying for it. I am sick of paying for shitty government because that's what we have. Shitty government. Okay. We have government that spends and spends and spends. If you and I did what they did, we'd be either in bankruptcy court or jail. Okay? So again, I think that it's time to step up. Okay? We're in a recession. I don't care what they say. If you're earning under $100,000 a year, you are definitely in a recession. Okay? But go ahead and keep listening to the bullshit and keep listening to talk about rate cuts. It ain't going to happen. It's a total bunch of crap. And you are being sold a bill of goods by the current administration of the shit Bidenomics that has done nothing but fuck the American public. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Top Bob Horowitz. We'll be back with our market report right after the break. What's up, kids? Just a reminder of our sponsors. And, you know, we've got brokerage partners as sponsors. And look, at the end of the day, I've got other brokers. Okay? So, again, full disclosure. But I do want to share that who I prefer and who I use the most. And, of course, one is Capital Trading Group, which is CTG for short. And, of course, we use them for all of our commodities and futures trading. They do a great job. They got great customer service. They're partners with us in a couple of products. And again, they've got your interest in heart as I do. Okay. And certainly you can check them out. Their information is on the website. On their website is on this side here. Again, there's no obligation. Check them out. It's a free check. Okay. And of course, Trader Brokerage. Listen, they're $10 a month flat. Saves me over $100,000 a year commission. Many of our programs are automated through them at no charge. The only program we charge through them is our hedging program. But at the end of the day, it's totally automated. You don't do anything. I mean, it's $10 a month. How can you beat that? I mean, think about that. Also scrolling on the sides, of course, our high school program. God, I wish I could go back in time and educate our youth because they've been destroyed by the liberalism that we have. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with liberalism. Just it needs to be more evenly taught. In the meantime, check out our high school program because certainly we need to educate our youth. Otherwise, there won't be a country left to go. Let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with me, Todd Bubba Horowitz, and of course, our market report. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, July the 28th. And of course, here we are is a market that was had a lower week last week. And again, listen, we expected it to be lower. We expected the bounce on Monday or Tuesday. Okay, we talked about it. We talked about it right here. Okay, we expected the bounce. I mean, again, obviously I can never predict the distances, how far markets are going to travel. Could I have told you that the NASDAQ was going to be down 700 points on Thursday or Wednesday, whatever day it was? No. But I could tell you it was going to go down. And I would tell you that I think the trend has definitely turned. I think that we're going lower. Now, I'm not going to say significantly lower now. We are still in an election cycle, but there are many issues out there, including a lot of banks that are in trouble. Again, I said this last week, I think. 600 regional banks have declared that they have problems, which means there's probably 1,200. And again, I would bet a lot of money that if we did a true audit on the big banks, they wouldn't truly pass the stress test. But of course, we get this bullshit audit by the Federal Reserve. And of course, we're now back on the hawking of the interest rate cuts. And right now there's 100% priced in for September. And I'm saying, no, it's not going to happen. Again, if the economy is as strong as these assholes want you to believe as we go into the election, then there is no way they can cut rates. Okay? It's that simple. Okay? If inflation is coming down, but it's still over 3%, 2%, it's over 3%. If the economy is as hot and as strong, there is no way that they can cut rates. Okay. Now, again, I'm not saying they won't, but I would bet against it, and I'm going to bet against it. Okay, because I don't think they are. I think there should be a greater probability of a hike. Okay. However, I know that right now the Fed funds rate, the CME, is priced in at about 99%. So we'll see. It's a long time between now and September, and a lot of bullshit can go on. So we'll see what happens. In the meantime, through the week, the indexes were lower. Okay, we were short everything but the Russell. The Russell's been very strong, and again, what can I tell you? But we will be coming in tomorrow. Again, obviously, I can't tell you what's going to happen in the morning when I go to whether they're flat or in. But we will right now short everything but the Russell and the indexes. Okay, in the euro currency, we are short. The Bitcoin, we are long. Gold and silver, we are short. Platinum, we would be short if we traded it, but we no longer trade it, obviously, because there's not enough liquidity. The bonds and notes, we are long, which again fights against my case because if the bonds and notes are rising, that means interest rates are coming down. Again, I would like to be a big seller of bonds and notes. We're long. So again, just to be clear, my opinion has nothing to do with the fact of what the market is telling you right now. Okay. In oil, crude, we're short. Natural gas, we're short. Again, I think natural gas is getting to a point where it's probably worth taking a gamble. Gets right around $2, which is about where it's getting to. We could go under 2, but I think, again, we're getting to that time of year when it's close, right? When you can get that cold weather snap or whatever. In the meantime, the grain markets, we would be short across the board. They were really ugly on Friday. It was depressing to watch after they tried to make back. And of course, we don't trade the meats anymore, but I am still short cattle. I am still long hogs. And of course, the softs we no longer trade, but in the softs, we would be long cocoa, we would be short cotton, we would be short sugar, we'd be short coffee, and we'd be long OJ. Now again, we don't trade them anymore. So again, I may stop covering them altogether, but for now, I will still give you that information. In the meantime, again, I think there's still not enough business. I think you still need to be careful. That's one of the things I'm concerned about. I think that people are trying to get too involved in these markets. We've got a big week for earnings. You've got, Apple, Meta, Amazon, and so on this week. So just be careful. Again, the markets will be there. They're open for now, 241 days a year, but soon they will be open 24/7. Not tomorrow, but soon. In the meantime, that's it for our market report. We'll step out for our final break and come back with our commentary right here on Bubba's Bottom Line. What up, kids? Just a reminder, our sponsors, TRADIER Brokerage, Capital Trading Group, our high school program, scrolling on the sides and the bottom. Okay, check them out again. Our high school program, we would love your help because one of my last goals in my life is to help try to educate Americans on financial literacy. But again, that's up to you. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and our commentary. Welcome back. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, July the 28th. And of course, I'm so sick and tired of being lied to and being misled. And certainly politicians in general typically mislead, but none greater than Kamala Harris, than Joe Biden. And right now, more than the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, is nothing but a bunch of lies and rhetoric of stuff that doesn't exist. I mean, have you noticed, again, whether you like Trump or not, have you noticed that for the last 9 years that Trump is in the headlines every day and never for anything good? Okay. I mean, I know we're paying a lot more for goods and services that we were than when he was in office. I know that there's a war going on in Ukraine that I don't think would have happened if he was in office. I know that Kamala Harris, the border czar, did she ever go to the border? I think she went there with a car and started bringing people over herself. I mean, do you not think that we should halt the allowing of illegal aliens coming in this country? Don't you think? Are you happy paying your fair share of taxes to support illegal immigrants? Okay. Again, is Kamala Harris going to stop that if she becomes the president? Okay. I don't know about you, but I am sick and tired of giving my hard-earned money away for bullshit programs. Why not pay the debt? Why not stop giving money to everybody but our own country? Okay. I've never liked that ever. But now, at times of despair, when the Federal Reserve may have to try to manipulate rates to lower the government's debt payment, don't you think it's about time we put America first versus everybody else and finally got somebody in office that gave a shit about America instead of about only themselves? Again, look at Kamala Harris's record in California. It was lousy. Look at her fund that she created for Minnesota to free criminals. You want criminals running on the street? If you do, well, welcome to America. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Top Bubba Horowitz. Have a great weekend, everybody. As always, I thank you for your time. We'll see you back here tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you later.